So, you got a watermark.
On the roost!
Hey everyone.
Spider-Man made his big MCU debut in Captain America Civil War, and he was honestly the standout character in that movie, stealing the show. I always love Spider-Man when he's teamed up with other superheroes. It doesn't make him feel so secluded and alone in New York City, and you can bet your bottom dollar I was excited to see his first solo film in the MCU. I've been on record countless times for saying Spider-Man Homecoming is just missing something, and I've said that a lot. So I went back and rewatched the movie as I do for all these reviews. Spider-Man Homecoming is not a Spider-Man film. It is a film about Peter Parker and his everyday life as a teenage superhero. This is not only a different kind of Spider-Man movie, it's a different kind of MCU film. The MCU is always focused on adult characters going through a midlife crisis, but Homecoming is different. We've never really seen a teenage-based superhero movie in the MCU. Well, not yet anyways. After the Amazing Spider-Man franchise, the MCU did different things with Spider-Man. For starters, this is a lighthearted film and a lighthearted franchise. So if you like your Spider-Man stories dark for some reason, you might want to skip it. They also skip over the origin, so if that pisses you off and annoys you, you might want to skip it. But honestly, did we really need to see it done a third time? We've seen Uncle Ben get oofed twice. The MCU just wanted to be different from the previous films when giving us a good Spider-Man film at the same time. Now let's talk about Spider-Man Homecoming. Aside from the comedy being really hit or miss, but that's with every MCU movie, it's actually pretty funny. I found myself laughing a couple times.
No, I cannot do this. Spider-Man is not a party trick, okay? Look, I'm just gonna be myself.
Peter, no one wants that.
Dude.
You can't just quit on us, stroll up, and be welcomed back by everyone.
Hey, welcome back, Peter!
The supporting cast does a good job with what they are given. I was in high school when this film came out. I believe I was in my sophomore year. So I know these people or tropes of high school kids personally. I like the Peter-Ned friendship. I know people like Ned. Hell, I'm friends with people like Ned. I love the Peter-Tony Stark dynamic. I know that pisses people off because it's not Spider-Man, but Peter changed Tony for the better, honestly, and he didn't take over the movie. He's in it, like, not a lot, but he's in it just enough. I love Michael Keaton as Adrian Toomes. He's an actual vulture, looking for scraps, trying to provide for his family when Tony Stark just scoops his job from under him. This is when the MCU started getting their villains right. The pre-Infinity War villains were so good. I think this is where they started nailing him. The Vulture was the one to where they get it right. But I like Toomes in this movie because, for one, he's menacing. I mean, that scene with Peter in his house and car is both funny as hell and terrifying at the same time. But he's knocking Peter down a peg. Peter looks up to Tony Stark and he's basically telling him, hey, he's not a nice guy, you know. He'll screw anyone over if he doesn't care about you. The only reason he used you was to, use him to fight against Captain America. If he didn't know about you, he wouldn't care about you. I love the small little moments with Peter and Aunt May. The other films didn't really have time to focus on them, but I like that they were able to fit her here in all the right places. And now the biggest standout of the entire film, Tom Holland as Peter Parker and Spider-Man. For one, sidetracked, he is killing it as Spider-Man, and he gets so much unnecessary hate. He gets so much shit for no reason. He captures the quirky, lovable side of Peter Parker and Spider-Man. This is the youngest incarnation of the character. He's 15 in this movie. I know people call him annoying, but Peter Parker is basically any one of us if we had superpowers. We'd be flipping out just like him. Even when he's trapped under that rubble, that's when reality hits for us and him. He's not ready for this, and he's just a kid. Also, it's the best scene in the movie. This is a Spider-Man who's still learning. He's gonna need a little more time to become the Spider-Man we know and love. Yes, he makes mistakes, but who didn't when they were 15? The way I see it, if Spider-Man is perfect from the beginning, there is no learning curve. He screws up, but he's learning from those mistakes. And if you think you were perfect at 15, somebody lied. Throughout the entire film, he keeps telling people he wants to be an Avenger, but after he gets the shit beaten out of him, he realizes that maybe I shouldn't grow up too fast. Maybe I should just stay the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man who wants to do the little things. And in my opinion, that's who Spider-Man is. And I love that line in Infinity War.
Don't pretend you thought this
No, I
through.
did
I know
think
you
this through.
didn't.
I
You
did
could
think this
not
through.
have possibly thought
You
this
can't be
through.
a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man if there's no neighborhood.
So in the end, Spider-Man Homecoming is a story about Peter Parker, and that's probably the most in-depth review you'll get out of my channel. Maybe if you look at it from that light, you'll like it more. I'm not trying to convince you because you can't please everyone. So I appreciate you guys for watching this video. As always, be sure to check out all my other videos in my Spider-Man movie retrospective. Be sure to like and subscribe if you want more reviews like these. So with that, this has been the Web Warrior, signing off.